And welcome back to another F124 video. I do apologize. I really thought we was going to get this Spanish Grand Prix out before the real life Spanish Grand Prix, but unfortunately it will come out the same day of, just after the race. Also, I am going to work a lot harder on making my intros and my outros a lot faster. So, we are going to get straight to the point. First, we're going to go over here to the specialist and we're going to look at these two goals. Two different car setups. That is easy, so that's what we are going to do for the wind tunnel. The power unit, overtake ERS mode for 35 seconds during a race weekend. Easy, we're going to do that one. Complete 5 laps in practice sessions, in and out. Okay, that's okay. Obviously, we're going to do the ones that just happen with ease. Incur no more than 3 penalties. Complete any session without using a flashback. I don't use flashback, so we're going to do that one. What else were we going to look at? My driver detail, I am at 79. My goal is at 80. We're only at the Spanish Grand Prix. So not only should we be able to get that soon, we will also be able to go above, which I think is better. You know, if you hit your target and go above it, then you went above and beyond. Anything else I wanted to look at? No, not really. We are 8th in the driver's standings, and that is what we are trying to keep. So in order to keep these as short as possible, we're just going to look and see if we get anything R&D wise in here, which we do get the front nose structure. We did miss one, but we're not going to sit here and look through the R&D menu. But with that, we have the race weekend coming up, and I will see you guys in qualifying. And here we are in Q1, where I am trying to get a pull off of Zhou Guan Yu. Coming up to the line, I will cross it with a 114.388, which will put me in P7 for now. As we come to the end of Q2, I got a purple sector 1, a green sector 2. I am doing about 2/10 faster than original. As we come across the line, hoping to make it into Q2, and we do with a P12. Now, we do make it into Q2, but, you know, throughout practice, I've realized this is not the track that I thought it would be. I am all over the place, very inconsistent. This track is not what I thought it would be. As we come across with a 114.7, putting us in P7 for the moment here at the start of Q2. But coming to an end, another purple sector 1, a green sector 2, and we're doing way better by almost a second and a half as we come across the line. Will we make it into Q3? Another P2. That's 2 weeks in a row we get P2 in Q2. Now, can I keep it up in Q3 as we come to the start of Q3? Coming around the last turn here, I'm doing way better in qualifying than I did in practice. Now 10 with a 113.7 for our first lap. So sitting in dead last here as we come across purple sector 1. That is, I don't think that's green. I'm colorblind. That might be yellow. But we come across the line. Can we get P2? No, we cannot. It's P8. So a Q2, P2, but then a very bad Q3.
So many eventful races here in Barcelona over the years. Do you remember Max Verstappen's first win on debut for Red Bull here in 2016? 2 years before, we had the dramatic coming together of Hamilton and Rosberg going towards turn 4. There's always a treat in store as we head back to the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's an updated track at Catalunya, and we welcome the removal of the chicane in the final sector, shortening lap times and reducing the total running to 2.9 miles and 14 turns. This was actually the original setup for the track, and it hasn't been used since 2007. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Hamilton, Perez, Jester, Leclerc, Russell, Gasly, Ricciardo, Ocon, Albon, Stroll, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Sainz, Bottas, Joe, and Logan Sargent. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Here we are at the Spanish Grand Prix, sitting P7. I swear that said P8 in the qualifying, but I didn't see any penalties in the lineup, so I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, a decent start coming off of the line down into turn 1. Late dive, but I am the best diver in F124, and that's going to put me all the way up into P3, coming around the first couple of turns. But as we skip to the end of lap 2, starting lap 3, you know, DRS is a thing that I don't have because I can't keep up with anybody on these tracks. I need to upgrade the car for real. Great starts, but bad keeping up as I do get a legal overtake on Norris and Alonso, and somehow Alonso straightens me out as he passes me a little bit, giving me the opportunity to stay in P3 here on lap 3. But coming to the end of lap 3 to start lap number 4, again, DRS, something that I don't have, but Alonso has, and Perez has, as they both get around me, going all the way up to lap number 8. We have George Russell and Charles Leclerc up the inside, get a little bumpy bump, and then I didn't clear them apparently, and somehow Russell spins me, turns me into his front wing, and yet no damage to that front wing, maybe just a little bit. I think I saw a little bit, but none worth while as I go a little too wide there, losing all of my positions. Didn't even see Albon there, came onto the track very unsafe-like, and traction? Too much grass on my wheels, I'm going to assume, because I don't know how to stick to the track anymore, as Norris gets by me now, all the way down into P17 in front of Sargent and Zhou, but with a bad front wing. We all know it's time to switch it out, and that's going to put me at P19. Lance Stroll DNFing somewhere in all of that. I don't even know what happened to that guy. And yeah, so P19, new wing, new wheels, and yet I still cannot stay on the track, even with nobody around me. I cannot stay on the track. So here on lap 17, you can see Oscar Piastri in P1 and Max Verstappen P2. They're just going to go ahead and lap me. And with that done, me ignoring blue flags will give me a 10-second penalty, but ooh, like that's going to make a difference because nobody's behind me. We come across the line, P19, with literally, I didn't expect this race to be that bad.
Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
And that is the end of the Spanish Grand Prix. Max Verstappen winning this one. Another win under his belt. Oscar Piastri in second, and Fernando Alonso in third. Sergio Perez getting fourth. Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, Charles Leclerc, Pierre Gasly, Carlos Sainz, and Yuki Tsunoda finishing out your top 10. As we go and look at the driver's standings, Max Verstappen still on top with a 105-point lead over Carlos Sainz in second place and George Russell in third. Fernando, Lando, Charles, Lewis, Sergio, myself, and Oscar Piastri holding on to the top 10 spots, myself in P9, and Kevin Magnussen, our teammate, in 12th with 12 points. Moving on to the Constructors, Red Bull still leading it with an 89-point lead, Ferrari in second, and Mercedes in third. McLaren in fourth, Aston Martin in fifth. They have jumped us a while back, I'm assuming. Because now we are in 6th. It has been a minute since I've played. I do remember we were sitting 5th at one point. Now we are 6th. Alpine in 7th. 8th is Williams. 9th is Kick Sauber. And 10th is Cash App Red Bull. Anyway, all the teams have scored this season. Everybody's in double digits, at least we are looking for triple digits, but I'm definitely going to need better races than the one that I just had. The championship rivalry, Sergio Perez has now jumped up ahead of me with 78 points, I believe. Oh, it's increased to 96 to win, so the first one to 96 is the winner in this one. As we look at the ratings, and the racecraft goes down, the awareness goes down, and I don't blame, focus goes way down. Didn't need that, but the overall goes up just a tad bit, so we are getting closer to 80 to tie with our rival there, Lance Stroll. 51% recognition. I'm a little shocked at that at the moment, with Monaco being a race where I did not finish, and then the Spanish Grand Prix that we just did. I was just absolutely terrible. I really thought after Monaco that the tracks were going to be a lot easier, but for whatever reason, that track was just absolute garbage for me. I couldn't keep my grip on that at all whatsoever. As we look at the specialist goals, all 4 of them were completed. So, like I said, they were easy. In general, I probably had them done in the practice. And that is the end of the Spanish Grand Prix. It looked like we got some R&D stuff there before the Austrian Grand Prix, which will hopefully be a better race for me. This is one of my favorite tracks. I actually do like this track. I'm actually decent at this track. But as you can see, even after the update, even with the car feeling better because of the handling update, I'm still getting used to it on certain parts and certain tracks. And obviously, the Spanish track is not the one. I don't know what it's called. I need to figure out the name. But the Australian Grand Prix is up next. That concludes the Spanish Grand Prix weekend. And yeah, so once again, I apologize for not getting it out before the Spanish Grand Prix in real life like I had initially wanted to. But it is what it is. And up next is Austrian. Anyway, if you liked the video, please hit that like button. And if you can't wait for the next one, hit that subscribe button. Those 2 buttons just boost my confidence in making these videos, as I am having fun, even if I do get frustrated in the middle of a race, which y'all don't get to see, because if I try to talk over me racing, I just lose all my focus in the race anyway, and we experienced that one, I believe, in Imola. Anyway, but yes, I was very, very frustrated with the way I was driving in this one. But even though I get frustrated, I still enjoy playing the game, and I still enjoy posting it. So I hope you enjoy just as much as I did. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until next time, have fun.